Welcome back to OH-HighYo podcast, where cannabis, culture, and creativity intersect. Today's guest represents a different side of cannabis culture, the creative and artistic world that helps shape how the plant is understood and represented. He's the founder of the lifestyle brand Science, a streetwear and cultural platform rooted in cannabis philosophy, creativity, and community storytelling. And this year, we're collaborating together through the OH-HighYo magazine with a new comic series called Blunt Force Healing, along with a merch collection inspired by the characters and the universe behind the story. Today, we're going to dive into the philosophy behind Science, the creative process, and the world behind the characters. Will, welcome to OH-HighYo podcast.
What's happening? What's
What up?
happening?
What's going
Good
on?
to be
We got a
here.
fellow
Thank you
Will.
so much for being here. We have Will from Science, and we have Will, my co-host.
I'm happy. It's Team Will all day. Yes.
I
Hell
love
yeah.
this.
Let's go.
Where there's two Wills, there's a way. So we have to start every podcast with this famous question of ours. Do you use cannabis? Why or why not?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, why? It's cannabis. It's a way to not just escape, but deal with. I started out with pain management. But it's also a thing that I use when I create. So it's that. Pain management, creativity. Take the edge off. Sometimes dealing with anxiety and stuff like that. But yeah, this is yes.
Okay.
That's
Love
why.
that. Thank you so much. We love that, and thank you for sharing. So, how has cannabis influenced your creativity or the way you see the culture?
Well, the two things that have always been constant in my life is cannabis and music. Hip hop and jazz, but that goes with the recreational side of it.
Definitely.
And it puts you into that flow state where you start thinking spaced out vibes, if you want to call it that. And then the next part of it is application. That's where the creativity part comes in. And some people draw, some people might make some type of wall art, canvas art, graffiti. Some people make music. Some people just really dig into their creativity bag. So cannabis is kind of had a big influence on me as far as creativity goes. Like I said, from music. Definitely in my merch. I don't draw really. I don't paint, but that's my art. My canvas, a t-shirt. So
For
High
sure.
Science is in a way of wearable art.
I love that. And cannabis is definitely a magical plant that, sparks creativity. And even art in general, as it goes hand in hand with cannabis, is therapeutic on its own as well. So I feel like it's still medicinal, even though it feels recreational, in my opinion. So definitely agree there. So let's get into the origin of Science. Where did the idea for Science come from?
To pinpoint it exactly, I used to do attic work, right? Weatherization, they call it, installing insulation, doing ventilation, basically weatherizing homes for, the different seasons, keep heat from escaping your home in the winter, and, cool air from escaping in the summertime, right? So that was like a beat down, that job. It's a beat down on the body, beat down on the mind. You're in the heat all day. Wearing respirators, Tyvek suit, stuff like that, working in the attic. And I was just like, yo, I need to come up with like a side hustle or I want to make my hobby, take my hobby to a market. And that logo, this is actually the first hat, the first anything that I did for High Science, but this logo popped up in my head. So, I hit up one of my homies who's an artist, and I got them to do like different mock-ups. I came up with that final design, but it started in my head in the attic, like stressing out, think about, when I'm done at the end of the day, I'm gonna hit an L and kick back, And like I said, the most consistent things in my life has always been my love for music and cannabis. So
Definitely.
it started as like a little harebrained scheme, just daydreaming, probably during a damn heat stroke or some shit like that, right?
He's
But
right.
then
That's
So
crazy.
it's you be in your
say
own
it again.
world, but like it's like you be in your own world, but you just be so creative in your own world that it just got to come out the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I
yes,
feel that. I feel that.
yeah. And I don't even know what sparked that specific design for a logo. A scientist holding up a blunt. But it stuck with me. I feel like those things that an idea that you think of, if it keeps resonating in your head, like a week, 2 weeks down, it's definitely an idea that you should chase or follow. If you think of something in a
For
fleeting
sure.
moment and you don't ever think of it again, was it worth chasing? So that's how I kind of came with the idea for the logo. And from there I came up with the 5-panel hat, which is like, I don't know about out here in Ohio, but back east, I'm from Jersey. Um, Back east, this is one of the hats. This a fitted, sometimes people might like their snapbacks and stuff like that. But in my generation, the 5-panel and the fitted is like a staple. And I decided to embroider it. I made like 12 of them and sold them out around my neighborhood. And then High Science became like a sticker campaign. Um, this was the first High Science sticker. I started this shit back in like, I want to say like 20,000, 2015, right? And
Yeah, 20,000.
20,000, yeah, that's that. But I started coming up with everything like 2015. Damn, sorry, 2015, 2016, around there, off and on. I didn't do a lot of it. I didn't um I didn't have a lot of cash on hand to go out and
Yeah.
have things made. So I would just get stickers and give them to my friends and just slap them shits up all over New Jersey, all over Manhattan, the boroughs, the Jersey Shore, just
Yeah, and and
all
the
over the
culture's there.
place.
The
Huh?
culture's there for that, ain't it? They said the culture's
Yeah,
there for that because people love that. Like that's actually a thing. Yeah, that's what's up.
right.
That's what's
I
up.
Yeah,
haven't
people
I
love
haven't
stickers.
I haven't done a sticker tour in Ohio since I've been here yet, but it's coming. But yo, we were
We
putting
need
them
Mm.
that.
shits on toll booths,
We need
um,
that.
fuck at the library, street signs, over the highway. Like I had friends just throwing them up all over the place. I always had like a community of of just people that burn and do art. Like they might rhyme, they might make beats, some might do graffiti, some guys
Mm-hmm.
might just be able to fix stuff. But there was always had like a crew. We would call it the Smoke Squad, and we'd meet up at my boy's house, my boy Space's house. We called it the Space Camp, and it was just people from all over that tri-state area. So I had like a network already, just throwing up stickers and rocking these hats and stuff like that. Um,
Oh,
but that's how I got started with this, this whole thing. And as you can imagine, since 2015, we're in 2026 now. It has definitely evolved.
Yes.
We've evolved.
Definitely. I love that. Okay. So you definitely got the community on lock, it sounds like, at least, how you got started in Jersey. So your brand philosophy talks about protecting the plant and protecting perception. What does that mean to you?
So, cannabis is a organic thing, right? Am I right? We can all agree on that.
Yes,
The more
definitely.
organic, the better we can get from it. And nowadays, with recreation and stuff like that, corporate's getting involved. Big farmers coming. Um, I feel like at some point it's gonna put an even worse stigma on the plant. So we protect the perception of it. Um, but the idea of high science is we're not full on rebellion. I mean, to be a cannabis consumer is you're at some level a rebel, but we're not full on rebellion. We're not fighting the system. We're just looking at the system and we're saying, all right, what not to be, um, what not to imitate. How do we stay as real as we can, as organic as we can? I'm not saying don't go to the dispo, don't smoke dispo bud and shit like that, blah blah blah. But support your local bud dealer, right? Um, support the legends, the heroes that cultivate, the people that are in the lab, that are in the kitchen. Let's keep it organic for them, because that's the community. We come from all different walks of life, so we gotta protect the plant and protect the perception of the plant.
Yes,
Um, by
definitely.
trying to stay as organic as we can, because you don't want to smoke no bad shit, and
No, we want to honor the plant.
right,
Yeah.
and you don't want to
Well,
have a
And it
synthetic life. You don't want to be a fake. You don't want to be an
I feel
NPC.
you. So let me ask you
definitely.
this. So, what inspired the Protect the Plant manifesto mindset behind high science? How did that come about?
Um, so like we're kind of like a cult. If you take that word culture and you split that word in half, it's
Yeah,
a cult. And
It's
yeah,
yeah,
culture.
we're a cult. We're a culture of people. We come from all different walks of life,
yeah.
and so I wanted something that could unify that could um just make it all cohesive, right? Because in today's world, there's a lot of synthetic shit going on. There's a lot of fake shit, not only in the cannabis world, whether it's cultivation or the corporation shit, or in your personal life. You might have some frenemies, right? You might have some people that's throwing out that fake love and shit to you. So it's like I wanted to unify that and say, yo, let's get away from synthetic living, smoking
Yeah.
synthetic shit, and protect what we hold as a community dear. You know what I'm
Cool.
saying?
So, let me ask you this. So, why was it important for you to build something that feels more like a culture than just merchandise? Then,
Because
think about it like
merchandise
that.
plays out, man. If you look at like all the old brands, they were still dope. Cross colors was cool. I'm a Gen Xer, so
Mm-hmm.
I might escape y'all with some of these, but Carl Kanai was cool. Maurice Malone, Mark Buchanan, Pelly Pelly, like those brands were cool, but that's all shit the hood won't wear no more. Um,
Yeah.
Trends and fashion, those end up being fleeting moments. But for a culture, like, cannabis is forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to pass it down, but future cannabis smoker right now might be, I don't know, sitting down eating a bowl of cereal right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's something that spans generations. Like, I hit my first bowl or my first joint in eighth grade. hanging out with my boys' older brothers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a generational thing, and it's also a culture. So high science isn't, some shit that's gonna pop up, today, be cool for like a year, whatever. Like, nah, I'm looking for this shit to be 20 years down the road. 30 years down the road, if we could push it that long, if I can grow it that big and still keep it underground, because that's what high science is, an underground thing.
Yeah.
That's I accomplish, a goal of mine.
That's that skaters mentality, as we would call it. You know what I'm saying? The skaters grind, where we the community build it up, and we love it together and grow it together. You
Word.
know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, man. So talking about the culture, high science feels like it's connected to hip hop culture and streetwear philosophy. Why do you feel those words intersect naturally with cannabis culture?
Because that is, wait, why do those intersect with cannabis culture?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the culture that I'm from.
Yeah.
And that's already its own built-in community.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's what I grew up around from teens all the way up. And that's it's an undying thing. Hip hop is forever, man. Hip hop
Yeah.
is I hear people saying that hip hop is dead. The mainstream, we haven't had a hit in the top 40 in the mainstream in the last like year and a half or whatever. Yo, we don't need the mainstream, fam. We don't need the mainstream. Hip hop survives underground because it's a feeling, yo. It's an action. It's a verb. It's an adjective. It's a pronoun. It's a noun. It's being. You dig what I'm saying? It's just the
Yes.
culture of being.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is cannabis. So is art. Yo, art enriches life. Without art, you know how boring your life would be?
Yeah.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? So those things all intersect, and that's where you get the whole culture, the cult, the community. That's where you get
Mm-hmm.
all that. I'm just tapping into what already exists, and I'm providing the uniform, the dress code for it.
I feel you. So let me ask you this: when you design your brands, like when you design each pieces for your brand, sorry, what story are you trying to tell? Like, what story are you trying to tell? Are you trying to still tell a specific story with each type of design, or are you trying to or give some like love to each different thing in each design? Like, what are you thinking about when you're actually looking at the all separate designs as a whole?
All of that, all of it. Um, like this shirt, the astronaut, right?
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
um,
That's fine.
I love that.
that's the spaceman. That's the blunted space traveler. That you can relate to him. Come home, roll up, kick back, yo, you spaced out. You know what I'm saying? But
I feel you.
that doesn't resonate with everybody in the cannabis community, right? Some people might not want to be loud about it. Some people might want to just be a little discreet, so this might not be their aesthetic. Um, so that's when I came up with the personal growth t-shirt and hoodie. I don't know if you guys
I
seen
love
that
that
one.
fitting.
It's
I
it's the
have it.
cannabis word. Yeah, I gave you one of those, yo. It's the
Yeah,
cannabis
yeah.
seed and the growth
Yeah.
stage from a seed to a sapling, and above it says personal growth. Like, yo, who can't relate to personal growth? Are you alive? Are you waking up every day? Don't you want to be a better version of yourself than yesterday? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that speaks to
Yes.
that crowd. Um, but then, yo, you got the Biggie joint. It was all a dream. Those are like tributes to 90s hip hop culture. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love to keep those going. I I'm gonna always do some hip hop shit. I used to I back in the day I was doing stuff for another brand that I work on called T-shirt Mercenary. And I had I had a sword and a chess piece that says must think first before you move. You know what I'm saying? The some Wu-Tang shit. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
always keep some 90s era fly shit going.
Right. Right.
But it's always inspired by all that, man. I wanna some things I wanna tell a story, some things I wanna catch a vibe. Some things like I just wanna tug at your emotion a little bit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's how I come up with or what I'm trying to do. Lately, the shit I want to do is like with our upcoming collab. I know we didn't mention that yet, but
I got some questions coming up. I got some questions for you. What's up?
word, I wanted to tell a story with that, you know?
Mm.
Um capture the moment, capture the scene.
Right.
If you like comic books, you like manga and you burn, yo, that's where high science is at. Is it's going. That's kind of weird, but I don't want to jump too far ahead. But yeah,
Nah,
man,
nah, nah.
I'm always trying to catch a vibe. I'm always trying to tell you a quick story, um, give you something you can relate to, you know,
I
that type of
appreciate
dip.
that. So, speaking of us and the collabs, we've been rocking with you for a long time. You were actually one of our first vendors at our first magazine launch event.
Yeah.
How did that lead to this collab?
Um, really just staying in contact with Anthony, staying in contact with you guys. Uh I print in house. I do a lot of my printing and stuff in my own lab.
Mm-hmm.
So and plus I have high science has a lore. It has a story. And so,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I thought it would be cool to drop a chapter, originally drop a chapter in one of your upcoming editions, one of your upcoming issues. Excuse me. Sorry.
Absolutely.
Um, and so it's been some time in the making. Everything has to be aligned, everything gotta get aligned. But it only seemed right to do a comic since I print in house, come up with some pieces of merch that accompany that comic. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. We
yeah,
like your
that
work
that
though. Like we're big fans of the designs you put out. Like I have the
thank
hoodie
you,
that has
thank you.
the wolf on the back with the blunt on it. So I have that one.
Yeah,
And I love that hoodie. That's like even though I wear it indoors, that's my smoke hoodie. Like if I'm smoking, I got that hoodie on. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what's up.
So like I do appreciate your designs. I do.
That is what high science is for, yo. It's your smoke uniform, man.
Mm-hmm. I
Word.
That is
feel
Thank you,
funny.
y'all. Appreciate that. I appreciate
you.
that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
let me ask you about this. So when we were working together, now that we are working together, and we're going to be collabing, what makes you so excited about the collab? What's the big thing? And is there like any type of little sneak peeks that you can give to the collab?
Um, I don't have any mock-ups printed yet, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can show any sneak peeks. But
Right.
for you guys, I'll have some. If you check your emails, I threw some links up. I threw a link up. I'm gonna have a. I got some visuals for y'all. I'm really excited about this because I've never done anything like this before. So the shit is an adventure. One of the things that I want from high science in my life is the adventure that it's gonna take me on. And so this is part of the adventure to see like what we can do as a team, right? Um,
Yeah.
in this collab. Uh, but you guys are the hands for my market. I mean that by saying like, yo, I can create designs, I can print t-shirts, I can put a whole brand together. The one thing where I might lack a little bit is the marketing. And so I feel like it's a give and take thing for us. You guys take care of my marketing and I'll take care of your merch needs. You know what I'm saying? Um
Appreciate that, man. We
that's
really do
something.
believe in the product. Yeah, we really
Word.
do believe in the product. Like we do. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
Yes.
excited about the comic collab. I want to see how we can all get creative together as a team and
Mm-hmm.
kind of, bring that to life.
Yes, because
See where it
Yeah.
goes.
we got huge imaginations. All of us do. So
Yo, word. Yes.
Definitely. You haven't even met the two new guys, so yeah, that's a whole
yeah,
nother
yeah.
level.
That's a whole nother
Yeah.
level.
Yo, that's another branch of high science. Yo, it's a think tank for us, for people like us, for community members, right? Because that's what high science, that's what we all are, community members. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's a think tank, yo. It's not about just smoking bud. It's yo, what do you do after you burn? What do do you just sit and watch TV all the time? Or do you know, get into your creative bag? Do you draw? Do you like to read? Do you code? Do you vibe code? Like there's an infinite world of things that you might be able to, like, you might get into doing while you burn. And being able to put those different minds together, like, yo, I'm the guy that's floating around that prints t-shirts, right? There might be somebody that's part of a crew that takes pictures, photography. There might be somebody that's good at coding. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to put those minds together to produce and create something that's worth an adventure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I definitely believe that high science is that, can be like that thing that meshes, that makes everything cohesive.
I got you. All right, Bree. I'm gonna let you jump into the stuff about the comic because we did mention the comic book earlier. I appreciate you, man. Like
Yes.
for me as a fellow artist and a fellow filmmaker, I feel all of that. That was my big thing when I became a journalist. My thing was all about unity, making sure we bring the greatest minds together to be able to we can create anything. You know what I'm saying? And like it's only grown from time during my filmmaking because I'm a documentary filmmaker. So my thing is I always want to get the truth out. But for me to be in my community and working with my community and seeing the different paths of stuff like that come out, that's like beauty to me. And with
Yeah,
the sight of weed that you have with it, like I correlate 100% with your brand. You know what I'm saying? Like I smoke,
word.
it elevates me to do a lot better. That elevates me to think a lot clearer. It elevates me to create. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm not just a smoker. I'm much more than that. When I smoke, after that is when you see a true side of me. So I appreciate your brand, man. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate
That's
that.
good. One.
Mm-hmm.
That's who it's
Definitely.
for.
Everybody has their thing that they contribute to the community, and we're a big conglomerate, so that's really important. But let's
Hell
talk
yeah.
about blunt force healing. Where did the idea for this comic universe come from?
So, like I said, high science is steeped in lore, art, music. Those are the um some of the main things that influence. Uh, so the lore is, there's five. There's six main core characters. There were originally five, but I had to create another element um for a demographic within the cannabis community, being the women, right? So the four core characters, I'm sorry, the six core characters, Dr. Science, he's like, he's the brains behind the shit. He's like Dr. Mindbender, if you know 80s cartoons. Um, there's the bot, his assistant. Um, Doc built him and reprogrammed him to do what he does. You got the Nuggies, who are the doctor's creations, the little humanoid nuggets that they can share themselves with you. They can pick a little piece of bud off of themselves and share with you. Because a friend with weed is a friend indeed, right?
That's
They
right.
grow their
Yes.
they grow their buds back over time. Like they can't just keep picking and it just, appears. Nah, it's they grow back over time. But
Yeah.
there's a whole gang of nuggies, right? And then there's the blunted space traveler. He's he's like family. He's not by blood, but he's family. Um, he runs the intergalactic delivery service. He supplies the moon dispensaries, and he does his runs all around Earth, and he gets space with it. Um, there's the wolf. The wolf is like that dark side of us when we can't get the bug. You can't you can't get on you can't get in contact with the plug. He's dry.
That was me the
The
other day.
Yeah, your inner wolf was popping out like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
right. And
Tweet.
he's the nemesis. He's always trying to kidnap the nuggies and shit from the whatchamacallit, from the lab. And then there's Lady Hash. Um, she's like she's the baddie. She's the badass. She she could kick ass. She loves to burn. She's into art and stuff like that. She got her open poetry moments and stuff like that. Um, but those are the six core characters. Anthony and I thought it would be cool to do a chapter based on what you guys were gonna theme your magazine for this edition, right? Which is healing and wellness and stuff like that. Yeah, high science focuses on wellness as well. Um, so I needed to come up with something that kind of matches your magazine edition. Um, and at the same time, it would be cool to introduce new characters for our collaboration and not just stick with my core, you know, six characters. It'd be cool to introduce the whole world specifically for you guys. And that's how I came up with Dr. Greenfoot. Um, he's a part of the hot science universe. We'll have more characters coming, along the way as if we do more editions and stuff like that. But we're starting out with Dr. Greenfoot and the Nuggies. And down the line we'll have some cameos and stuff like that by the other characters, but the Nuggies are those are the main guys. Um,
I got you.
Dr. Greenfoot is you're gonna see, yo. He's like that weed that
Weed Unk
he
is
knows he knows he
crazy
knows
right
the
now.
street healing. He knows the old wives' tale healings and stuff like that.
Yeah, for
Put a
sure.
poultice on it. Get some onions and garlic and put a poultice at the bottom of your feet or some wild shit that they used to do
Some
back
crazy
in
shit.
your grandmother's days and shit like that. He still knows that, but he mixes it
Yes.
with cannabis, and
Yes.
he's also trying to get paid. So health is wealth plus tax. Dig?
Yes. Okay. I love that. So there's so many characters. What kind of stories are you trying to tell through these characters? Like, are they based on like real life situations that you get these ideas about the stories, or like are they just completely just downloads in flow state that you get? Or
So the story is it's kind of like, yo, what does a weed head think about? You know what I'm saying? What can a weed head appreciate?
yeah.
But at the same time, you gotta have like those family matter moments, those teachable moments, those situations where um you gotta feel like that person and really just dig in sometimes just to get the job done. Those teachable you got to have those teachable moments in there, but alongside with like the Aqua Teen Hunger Force type, Adult Swim type feel, universe, vibe to it. You know what I'm saying?
Because
For
our
sure.
humor, our humor ultimately pushes us through, even though it may be dark sometimes. Like it
Yes,
ultimately just keeps you grounded at the end of the day.
yeah.
So,
I don't want it to be too. I don't want it to be like super serious,
mhm.
like. But I want it. I want the story to take you somewhere,
Yeah.
but not be too where you gotta be. You gotta stay tuned in. You gotta think too much. Like, nah, yo, we burning and we're gonna read real quick. You know, I don't want to. We're right now we're in an attention economy, and people's
Hmm.
attention drift off. If you keep it too long, you might lose some of the audience. So I'm only doing like 5, 6 pages of some of this stuff. Our collab is only gonna be like 2 or 3 pages, right? But these chapters for high science, the high science universe, might span
Hmm.
maybe 10 pages. But I don't even think they're gonna do that. I haven't even really figured out how I'm gonna deliver these chapters to the people, to the to the market.
Mhm.
I'm
I was
still
about
going
to
over
ask
that.
about the chapters myself, actually. Are those chapters, is that what can be found on like your blog, or is that located somewhere else?
None of the chapters are published yet. I'm still working
Okay.
out details with my artists. Got some really dope ass artists lined up for it, but I'm still hashing out a lot of the storylines.
Mhm.
I have like 13 chapters done. I'm still hashing out a lot of the details for it because you want it to be cohesive, but I don't want a whole arc or a whole segment to carry out for 13 chapters, yo. I want to give you different angles every three or
Yeah.
four chapters. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still putting that stuff together. I might do it as a digital collectible. I might do it for free. Either way, it's definitely going on highscience.com. Check the S. But I haven't really come up with a solid concrete plan on how I'm going to deliver it for the eyes. I
That's
do
fair.
want
We
it.
got
I
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
plenty of time. Yeah.
right now
For sure.
I'm about to start a campaign where I'm starting to introduce the characters more. Um
Okay. Well,
you
that
but
actually brings me to my next question about the characters. So we got Dr. Science, the Nuggies, the Bot, the Wolf, the Blunted Space Traveler, and then we have some new characters with our collaborative universe as well. Dr. Greenfoot is a new character.
mhm.
Also, who else is specific to our universe? Is there anyone else? Because the Nuggies are the same.
I don't want to. There's specific nuggies, right? Like Fizz, he's the main nuggie of the story. There are a few other ones you'll see like as things go on. I haven't introduced any other characters to
So there's
to our
other nuggies.
universe yet,
Okay.
but
Okay. Okay.
you got Fizz, who's the main nuggie for this story. Um, Dr. Greenfoot, and you know, there's also he's got a sidekick, but can't talk about him yet. But
Okay, well, I want to get into the characters, but I'm just gonna throw this out here. I would like to have a character. I think. Can I
okay,
have my own character? I want. She doesn't have to be called the Ebony Hempress, but like I want a character in our collab.
okay,
Is that
word.
crazy?
Nah,
If
not at
you
all.
yeah, if you make a superhero character, that's me, cuz I'm in there.
Word, I
Any anime based character, that's me.
true. All right, so I mean,
We could talk
yeah,
about
I
it
can't.
another time, but
Yeah, I don't
I
want to
just
give
want
up
to
too many
throw that
details,
idea.
man. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I already considered, you know,
I think that would be
Ohio
really
T
dope.
I already considered Ohio TV personalities for this whole thing, this whole collab, you know.
Okay,
But
Ooh,
bet.
I needed to
I'm
get
excited.
Dr. Greenfoot in the light real quick, cause yo,
Dr. Greenfoot.
that's that Sir Smoke a Lot type character. Um,
Yes.
but
Yes, we know the type.
Buddy, I love it. I love it. That's great.
yeah, yo,
So
that's
who is Dr. Science versus Dr. Greenfoot? Like,
yo,
what role do they play in their universe?
Dr. Science is the brains behind what makes high science run. Dr. Science, Harvey Science, um, he created the Nuggies in a lab. He gave them like life. They're sentient beings. They're the life of the party. Um, he programmed the bot to be the way it is. The bot loves cannabis. He can smoke. He got a set of built-in lungs with processors that can process uh cannabinoids. He's got his
Does
own
the bot have an
endocannabinoid.
ECS? That's crazy.
He's got
The
yeah,
bot has an ECS.
he can process that stuff. Um Anytime the scientist creates a new strain or some new shit, yo, the bot's the first to try it because he comes up with the analytics of everything. Yo, how many what's the percentage of the terps? What's the percentage of the cannabinoids? Um
He's a mystical figure, basically.
That's lit.
yes, yeah. Um he's got a personality. He's got a vibe to him. He's like C3PO on angel dust. You know what I'm saying? On mushrooms. He likes good music. He's a DJ. He shows up when there's trouble around the corner, like the wolf. You got damn. I don't want to get too deep into it, but yeah, the wolf and his goons, they're around the corner. Yo, the bot is the one that rings the alarm. You got to ring the alarm, and
Yeah.
you got to
Give
get
him a little in-depth, just a little bit, not too much.
word. He's got he got to have a backstory too.
Yeah.
He rings the alarm so the blunt traveler the blunt traveler knows there's shit going on, because otherwise he's making deliveries or he might just be kicked back in his studio just burning it down. Ring the alarm. Yo, the wolf is trying to snatch the nuggies up. Oh shit, all right, let's get into action. So the bot is not just a robot that's just zooming around the lab and shit doing nothing. Like he's like a humanoid figure. AI type shit, you know?
Okay.
That's what's up.
And Dr. Greenfoot is he's like that. So the high science lab is in the back, yo. It's in an alleyway. It takes place in the city, but it's a hidden alleyway. It's underground, couple floors, subterranean type shit. But they got a storefront, and in that storefront, you just got a bunch of, some under the counter activities going on and shit like that. Like the storefront is blacked out. You can't see through it. You might be trying to peek through the window, can't see something. Every now and then, somebody might pop out the door and you just see a fucking cloud of smoke coming out. That's where Dr. Greenfoot conducts his little experiments and shit like that. Tinctures, plant medicine, not just cannabis. Like he might make you some bush medicine. I don't know if y'all familiar, if y'all know about Jamaican culture. They got a vine called Cersei. Drink that shit. Cersei is nasty as hell. It's bitter, but that's bush medicine. He might chop up a couple aloe leaves and throw it in some hot water and make some aloe medicine or some shit like that. Take a tablespoon of that shit, yo. That's that's vitamins and minerals. You know, that's the type of shit that Dr. Greenfoot is into. He might have some green juice.
Yeah.
What's that?
My man, holistic. Holy
Green, yeah,
shit.
Green Dragon. He got the foot scrubs for you and shit like that. The foot soaks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's
That's
a
Dr.
herbalist.
Greenfoot. Yeah, and
Okay.
he likes the bud, but he got to get paid too. Health is wealth plus tax, baby. That's his motto.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
so that's their relation. Doctor Science is Doctor Mindbender. He's in the back trying to fucking give. He's trying to clone Serpentor and all that shit. You know, that's my GI Joe reference.
Mm-hmm.
He's not
Okay.
evil.
Okay.
He's not evil, but he does some questionable shit with cannabis, like bringing nuggies
He,
and shit to life.
he's like Dr.
Okay.
Manhattan from DC. Dr.
Yeah,
Manhattan from Watchmen is exactly who
right,
he is.
right.
That's
He's
crazy.
always experimenting, yo. And
Very
yo,
cool.
kind of like these characters you could relate to a little bit in each one. Like you sometimes you might relate to the bot. You know, you taste some fresh shit for the first time and you get that mouth water burst and you're like, oh shit. That's the bot in you. You testing the new shit that you just
Mm-hmm.
stumbled upon. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Science is for those guys that get in their lab and they're in that shit for 8 hours, 12 hours, sun up to sun down, you know, just doing their thing. Like myself. Um, he's also inspired by a friend of mine that, yo, we used to just sit and burn, and he would write code all day. Just code, code, code. I'd be like, yo, what are you doing, bro? He was a European kid from Bulgaria, right? I'll be like, yo, what are you doing?
Wow.
"Oh, I'm just writing some code, trying to come up with this program. This dude, he did internet security and encryption and stuff like that. And we would just burn. He would code. And I'd be over there like writing, reading, and stuff like that, listening to music. But those were those hours in the lab that inspired the character dossier kind of behind Dr. Science. You know what I'm saying? Those type of people. You might be one when you get in your flow state of creativity. That's your Dr. Science. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, for sure. Okay, so each character kind of has a very, unique set of characteristics that people can kind of resonate with.
Right,
That's
right.
awesome.
Yeah, the nuggies, it's like when you pop up at your friend's house, they ran out of bud, they're in their wolf mode, and you show up and you break them off a couple nugs, or you might roll up and light up with them. That's that friend in need is a friend with weed, a friend indeed type motto shit. You know what
I
I'm
say
saying?
that.
You're
I
in your
stand by
you're on
that.
your nuggy shit right now. You're sharing with the community. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I feel you.
Okay, so every good story needs a villain. Tell us about the wolf.
Hmm. I said, yo, the wolf is that guy that's always peeking around the corner, got his eye on a nuggie. His problem is anytime he might kidnap a nuggie, he's constantly peeling off, and the nuggie can't regenerate himself because he's wolfing it down. Um,
Mm.
he's trying to steal. He's like Gargamel versus the Smurfs. You know
Okay.
about the Smurfs?
That makes
It's
sense.
like
That makes
Gargamel.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
and
seen a couple episodes.
he's got his little sidekick. He got Azrael, but I'm not jumping into him too much. That's Turp X. He's the synthetic sprayed sidekick. He's the fake bud, yo. He hates the nuggies, but he knows the
Big
wolf.
bud. Whoa.
He knows the
Okay.
wolf likes the nuggies. So they're trying to steal some shit from the lab and recreate it at the wolf's lab
Yeah.
with Turp
Mm-hmm.
X. The problem is Turp
Oh,
X keeps getting like the spray terps in the mix. Like he keeps throwing a little bit of that in the mix, and it fucks up the nuggie when it pops out. You know what I'm saying? So that's their dilemma.
dang.
And the blunted space traveler is like the protagonist of it. You know, he's the guy that shows up and does the battle, and he always got the L, and he's the extra cool dude that you don't see all the time, but when you do see him, it's like that motherfucker's cool as hell, yo. But he's always smoking. Like, what's up with
That's
that?
me.
Yo,
That's me.
you
That's me. My
always
pre.
Wonder
smoking.
why.
Yeah.
Huh.
But yo, he shows up, does battle with the wolf and his minions and his clones and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he pops up in the spaceship. All you hear is beats, some bass in the background, right? Opens up. The music becomes more clear. You can hear what he's listening to. All the smoke is flowing out the car, out his spaceship and shit like that. And then he hops out, hops down, whoops some ass, rescue the nuggies. That's it. You know.
That's what's up.
Elevate.
But yo, that's you and I. We kick back, burn. Um, it's what it is. That's the blunted space travel. We all blunted space travelers. And then
Yeah,
you got Lady Hash. Yo, she takes care of business. Bree, you take care of business, don't you? You know what
I
I'm
do.
saying? No matter what it is, like she might show up and be and help. She might show up and help the blunted space traveler and the bot on one of their rescue missions or something like that. She's always got her jazz, her lo-fi jazz hip hop beats going on in the background. Sometimes she might show up with the hoop earrings. Sometimes she might show up with the nuggy earrings. Um, like whatever it
Yeah.
is, how you can picture your cannabis community female member, that's her vibe. But she's extra creative with it, and she could kick some ass too.
For sure.
That's the best I could describe her right
She a
now.
bad
Okay.
bee. She a bad bee.
Yeah, she's baddie
Boss
straight up.
bitch. Love
Word.
that.
The
So,
urban
okay, so
mommies.
you said what?
The
The
urban
urban
mommies.
mommies.
For sure.
Read it
For
twice.
sure.
Herb and mommies. Urban mommies.
Ooh, got that. I clocked that one.
Clock it.
Nice.
Clock it.
Okay, so the comic is funny, but is also layered with commentary. Humor seems to be a big part of the storytelling. Why do you think comedy is such a powerful way to talk about cannabis culture?
Because all your classic material, classic cannabis media is comedy. Um, when you burn, you like to laugh. You like to be
Yes,
taken on
everything's
an
fun here.
adventure. And
Yes.
humor, like you said before, humor will get you through your darkest places. If you're in a really dark spot and you can still laugh, like you're in a dark place in life and you can still laugh, you're gonna make it. You'll be all right. So humor is definitely something that you gotta have going into, this universe. Think like Half Baked. Think Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Excuse me. Think Friday. You know what I'm saying? Those are staple cannabis community flicks, right? And so you can't have a cool high science story without, some chuckles or some giggles, some laughs, you know. Also some
Definitely.
downs, like oh shit, yo, Nuggy got kidnapped. They about to smoke the shit out of him, yo. What's gonna happen? You know, gotta jump off with a fucking mission and go get the Nuggy and bring him back home. Now he's
Yes, it's
traumatized
fun.
and blunted space travelers smoked the dream catcher strain and now he's stuck in a yeah, you'll see, man. You'll see.
That sounds fire, dude. I can't wait. I can't wait to read them. I really can't.
That's
Word.
lit.
Word.
I love that. And comedy, laughing is healing as well. So I think that pairs very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
That
Absolutely.
actually takes us to our next segment.
There it is. The
Welcome
boy's
to the
here.
Hemper's House. Thank you so much for joining us today, Will. The Hemper's
Word.
House is where we take a moment to pause and reflect and be conscious about our personal relationship with cannabis and It's just a different change of pace for the podcast. So definitely appreciate and have gratitude for you being here. Um, I just have 2 quick questions, nothing crazy. I want to take a deep breath before we get started. Feel free if you guys would like to breathe with me.
Ooh,
All
motherfucking
right.
stop.
All right. Love that. So, you've already described, your relationship with cannabis. It sounds like it is medicinal. It's also recreational. Could you speak to, further your connection with cannabis? Could you say that you have like a spiritual connection with cannabis, or do you feel like it's a deeper than, surface level uh consumerism, I would say.
Yeah, it's definitely deeper than just consumerism. Um, like I always say, the most consistent things in my life have always been my love for music and cannabis. I started with it for pain management from just old injuries, shit like falling through ceilings, doing attic work and stuff like that, car accidents. So it it I went on a journey young, like high school young, with pills, pain management. And I remember just needing to take a Doan's back pill. I don't know if y'all remember those. It was called Doan's, and that shit was super strong. And it would literally knock the life out of me. I remember one day one of my teachers saying, like, yo, you look like a zombie. And that's when I was like, damn, yo, I need to, like, this is before all the Percocet shit, all that stuff came out. I was popping those Doan's pills and painkillers and stuff like that just to manage the back pain, um, head trauma, uh, fractured, broken bones and shit like that from sports and just like life. Like I got some wild ass scars and shit on my body. But it started out as cannabis, trying to get away from those pills and not
Yeah.
take medicine and shit like that to just, you know, hitting a joint, hitting a blunt. Um, from that, it became part of my lifestyle. It became part of my culture. I didn't always burn through my high school years. Like I took big breaks and stuff like that because it wasn't something that I just did all the time. But when
Yeah.
I hit like 17, when I hit like 18, 19, I started like really consistently burning. Um, that was like surface use to me, right? But then as I got older and started reading more and going on my own spiritual journey, it became, I don't like to say a tool, maybe an extension of my personality. Um,
Yeah.
I don't want to say a tool because it's a little more sacred to me than that. A tool is a hammer, a screwdriver, you know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
a mechanism that you use, but it became kind of like an extension of my personality. And I started going, deeper into it, meditation, messing around with acid and shrooms and stuff like that. Um, remember like eating acid and discovering like a whole nother universe. Yo, it was just madness and greatness at the same time. But
Wow.
yeah, as I got older, cannabis was like became a more spiritual, deep rooted thing for me to just stay tapped in with my higher self and my lower self at the same time. Like that,
Yeah.
keep that balance within.
Yeah.
Cause I feel like if you're too dark, yo, you'll burn up by your own fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's facts.
if you're too kind and too nice, you'll get consumed by your own light. So
Mm-hmm.
cannabis became that way for me to keep that balance between my higher self, my lower self, and me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. That's beautiful. I've never heard anyone say something like that specifically before, but I really appreciate that. So,
word.
it's I love how it still came back around to the point of cannabis helping you feel balanced within yourself. And that's literally from a scientific point of view, the cannabinoids and how they interact with our endocannabinoid system to help supplement and bring us back into a homeostasis or a state of balance.
Mm-hmm.
I love how no matter who you ask or like, how it's expressed, the message is still coming through, So I really
Word.
appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah. Yo, because when I don't
Um,
smoke, I'm fucking hyper as hell. I'm ready. So,
I feel
hit
that.
something real quick and chill the fuck out.
It has a grounding
It's already
effect,
down.
doesn't it? It gives you a
Yeah.
It really
grounding
slows you
effect.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It really
that's
slows
usually
you
how I
down.
like to tell people, because I like to consume mostly indica leaning strains, and I do feel like they help keep me grounded. Whereas I feel like other strains maybe like I already have a lot of energy I'm trying to keep managed, and I feel like sativa leaners are usually a little bit too activative, you know?
Word.
See, I'm a
But look,
sativa user. I be amped up. I be turned up, but it'd be turned up in the sense that I smoke to do stuff. Do you see what I'm saying? If I'm going to smoke, I'm gonna smoke my sativa and I'm going to work out because I know I'm gonna have a 10 times better workout if I smoke and I'm on the sativa strain versus me coming home and smoking the indica. Because I know if I smoke an indica, I'm going to bed. Like I'm not, like I'm shutting all the way down, and that's just how it affects
Yo,
me. You know what I'm saying?
that's funny
yes.
because it's the opposite for me. A sativa, and I'm like,
Really?
indica, I could probably go outside and jog a couple laps, maybe shoot a couple hoops. But
That's crazy.
I remember back in the day, we used to smoke piff. Um, I don't know like exactly what kind of strain it was, yo. To be honest with you, I just know that shit always smelled like a fish tank, and you could smell it from like 3 blocks away. Right. This was the strain that was popping before Sour D back
Yeah.
in Jersey, and piff was like that $500-600 an ounce. I think they were growing it in apartments in New York City in fish tanks and water and shit, cause the shit always smelled like a fucking swamp. And yo, I remember I would burn that stuff and it would always leave me like just out. Yo, I couldn't explain it. Everybody else would go outside, skate. Like I had friends that used to skateboard and rollerblade and shit like that. I used to go outside and skate, and I'd just be on the grass, like laid out. Between that and shit, we had chocolate. I don't even think that was a real strain though. But yeah, we had some shit. Them sativas used to just leave me lean back, and then I'll get an indica and I'll perk right up. You know, I don't
I love
I
that.
don't know,
That's
yo.
just
It hits people different.
Yeah, no, I
That's
was just
why.
gonna say it's okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say,
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. It's 2 wheels.
that's why I've been leaning more into the terpene profiles and stuff like that lately.
Mhm.
Well, like in the past like 2 or 3 years. Um, yo, give me the low THC and high terpene. Cause I smoke for flavor. I smoke for taste. I want to taste some. I don't necessarily need to be stoned out of my bird, but I want to feel good. Yeah, but I want to taste some good. I want to taste a good grow, yo. What's your soil? What's
Yes.
that soil taste like, B?
Facts. No, I feel that too, and that's also a good point. I was just gonna say, y'all two saying y'all's personal experiences with cannabis and, different types of cannabis affecting you differently. Everybody is unique. Everybody's body is unique. Everybody's ECS is wired differently based on your lifestyle, based on your genetics and all of that good stuff. And terpenes definitely play a big part. We're trying to educate people as much as possible about terpenes and cannabinoids, like at the dispensary level. But, a lot of people that don't go to the dispensary still don't know about these things. These are all new concepts that we're trying to get people kind of caught up on where we're at with like research and how cannabis, like the actual science works. But
Yeah.
definitely appreciate you sharing that personal testimony about your connection with cannabis. I just have one last question for Hemper's House. If you could imagine the cannabis plant as a divine expression of Mother Nature, what do you believe personally is her message for us, for the community?
Here's the big question.
Oh man, she is a divine expression of nature. Um,
Yes.
she's telling you, love me, baby, and then love whoever you pass it to. She's also
Okay.
telling you to stay natural, stay grounded, stay earth, stay organic, because there's so many ways to live a perverted life. I don't mean perverted like sexual, I mean just perverted, like just all types of perversions in your life as far as synthetic bullshit. We're
Yeah.
not fighting the system, but we're looking at it as an example of what not to be. And Mary's message to us is, yo, be organic, be yourself. Get back to nature, because what's natural is, that's the vibe. That's nature.
Exactly.
Nature nurtures. So yeah, she is a divine expression of nature and where the mother wants to go in life. Whether you consume cannabis or not, the message is still like, yo, love me, baby.
Yeah.
You know, stay natural.
I love that.
All
Thank
right,
you so
that's
much, Will.
one of the realest answers we've gotten on that question.
That was
Word,
it
beautiful.
word.
was
We gotta
solid.
stay deeply rooted.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Agreed. All right. Well, that's the Hemper's House. Thank you so much for being a part and sharing your
Yeah,
personal
that's dope.
pieces of life with us. Thank you.
Yes, and now it's
Absolutely.
time for the wild card round. I'm going to hit you with a couple questions, and going to be the rapid fire questions. I only got four for you, so I'll give you like 30 seconds in between each to answer each one, and then we'll move
Okay.
on to the next one. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Which character in the comic is most like you?
Like me, Blended Space Traveler.
Blended Space Traveler. Okay. Uh, if one of the Nuggies had a theme song, what would it be?
The world is yours.
The World Is Yours by Nas.
Yeah. Yup.
Okay. What would Dr. Lightfoot have?
Who? Dr. Greenfoot?
I'm sorry, Dr. Greenfoot. Dr. Greenfoot, yes. I
His,
still gotta get the names down. There's so many of
his,
them.
yeah, no, sorry. What song would it be?
Yeah, what would be his song? Yes.
Oh man. I don't know. It'd probably be some shimmy shimmy y'all or something like that, yo.
No, okay, all right.
Like Old Dirty Bastard's cousin.
I'm down. I'm down with it because that's a think tank song right there. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy. All right.
Word.
If cannabis culture had a superhero, what superpower would they have?
Shit. I mean, Blended Space Traveler is kind of like the superhero of the cannabis culture. He got iron lungs, you know.
There it is.
He got science and technology behind him.
Okay. So,
Okay.
what's more important for artists, discipline or inspiration?
I think inspiration. Um, if you're not inspired, you're not gonna put out good art.
Yes.
Discipline, no matter what kind of discipline you have, if you're not inspired, like art comes from something that inspired you. You know, you created something because you saw another thing that was like, oh, that shit is dope. And, you know, you might take something and reshape it, reform it, and create your own thing. Now, if you take something and you don't redesign it, that's stealing. But if you take something and you create around it and you change the shape of it, you know, that's your own version of something. But yo, you need it to be inspired to even move in that direction.
I got you. All right.
Exactly.
Rapid fire round over. All right, I don't gonna do too many to
Word.
you. Yeah, because it has a couple of in there. But that is Will's corner, and that is all. All right, so we're gonna move on. So let me ask you about this, man. We've been talking about the collab. You know, we got a great intro about how you're connected to, you know, weed through the Hemper's house. We got some rapid fire questions going on here. So this collaboration isn't just a comic. It's also a merch collection inspired by the universe. What can people expect from the pieces like that come out?
So, um, one of the pieces we have a group of T-shirts that I'm gonna release into the wild. It's like throwing seeds on the ground, let them grow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, we have the tee that has the the cover of the comic. Um, I think you ever see those comic book T-shirts? You ever see those T-shirts with the comic book cover? I always thought that those were pretty cool, like a Marvel or Spider-Man, Iron Man or
Yeah,
Spider-Man Marvel cover on a shirt. I
I
always thought that
own
was cool.
I own
Um,
multiple of those.
Word. All right, so then see, that's right up your alley. That's right up our alley.
Yeah.
Um, so you know, there's that. There's also a shirt that's gonna have the actual pages of the comic, front and back. Um, that's all I really want to tell you about that right now. But
Okay.
there will also be like wall art, you know, posters. Might want to get a poster, like a 12 by 16 or something like that, frame and put on your wall.
For
Um,
sure.
Okay, great.
it's a
I
piece
love
of
to do that.
it's a piece of the culture. It's a
It
piece
is.
of history because we're making
It is.
history. You
It
know,
Mm-hmm.
is.
somebody's gonna come along one day and look at these in like 4 years, 4 or 5 years, look at these old episodes, you know, um, and want to collect those editions. Uh, there's also like little knickknacks that I do that I make in the house that I want to send out to, you know, consumers, people who want to participate. So it's not just t-shirts. Like, you know, at some point I'll probably do a hoodie. It's it's got to be inspired, man.
Yeah.
I go where the inspiration takes me, you know.
Yeah, I feel you. You gotta hit the flow state. Once the flow arrives there, that's where you at. I feel you.
Word.
So let me
And
ask you
plus,
this.
my bad. And plus,
Okay.
everything is small batch. Like we're not doing no mass. We're not gonna have like 1,000 of these pieces, right? It's gonna be,
Exclusives. The
yeah,
exclusive.
exclusive. Yo, you might be walking around with this shirt on in 2 years, and somebody be like, "Yo, where'd you get that?" Ah, that
Limited
was a
edition.
drop from back in the day. Yo, you go to highscience.com and look in the archive. You could look, but you can't buy because you missed
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
on, you know what I'm saying? You missed out on the limited edition.
You make your
Yeah.
brand way more rapper. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
I love that.
So
Right.
in your messaging on all of it, says this collection is built for the culture, not the algorithm. So what does that actually mean in today's world, in today's times that we're in?
It's for the culture. That means it's forever and not the algorithm. The algorithm is just a fleeting moment, right? Everybody's trying to keep up with the algorithm. Everybody's trying to keep up with everything that's going on, yo. We're past the microwave generation. We're in the instant generation. And those are fleeting moments, yo. They might not, that's like some of today's music. It doesn't really have a whole lot of listening value. Um, so you're not really inclined to go back and check it out. This is for the culture. You know, these stories are forever. You might stumble onto um one of the high science chapters and decide you want to go back and read each one that you saw. It's like when you find a manga that's been out, or you find a anime that's been out for 3 seasons, and you happen to watch one with your boy. You're like, yo, that shit is ill. You go
I'm
home,
locking all the way in, bro. As soon
yeah,
as I get home, I'll see
yes, yo, Solo Leveling. I saw 1 episode, bro. I had to go and watch both seasons. You know what I'm saying? So
so good, so good.
it's for the culture because it's forever. Culture is forever. Traditions might die off, but culture is forever. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to be able to go back through the archives and rock this shit. You can't really go back through the archives on the algorithm. You know? If you let's say you go on Instagram, right? You know how Instagram, you'll be looking at something and you'll close the app for a second, and you open the app again, and what you were looking at, that shit will refresh. And you're like, damn, yo, who was I looking at? I don't even know what page that was. I can't get back to that post. And you spend forever trying to scroll back through that shit. Nah, bro, that's fucking a fleeting moment. We're here forever.
I feel you. I like it.
I feel better.
So about the future, is blunt force healing just the beginning of a larger story, or a larger universe?
Yeah, blunt force healing is just, yo, that's just really the name of the chapter. You know what I'm saying? We're going on all types of adventures and journeys, you know. But I wanted to stick to what your focus was for this edition, and from what I understood, it was wellness, you know. And I think those two go hand in hand, wellness and cannabis, you know. I mean, there's a subculture of us that just eat garbage, but there's also a subculture of us that are health focused, you know, health minded. You like to burn and go to the gym. You know, there are benefits to that.
Yeah.
There's benefits to that. Excuse me. Yo, you might take a couple drops of a cannabis tincture. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Mary Jane goes into all of that. So I wanted to stick to what you guys' topic for this edition was, but I definitely want to go on more adventures. Like,
I would
yo,
love to create way more adventures, because I mean it's just dope as it is, as it stands right now, and we haven't even seen it yet. Like,
I'm looking for people who would want to write for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to get think tanks where we sit and we come up with an arc, you know, like a good 4 or 5 chapters. You know, I like to approach it like some of my favorite storyteller screenwriters and shit like that. I like Tarantino. I like Guy Ritchie. You know, I kind of try to approach it in those manners, alongside like Oda with One Piece, and whoever, I forget the writer of Cowboy Bebop, but those
Shinsuke Wanatabe.
Yeah, yes. Like, yo,
Okay.
that's what I'm talking about, yo. But yo, I like to approach it from that. I don't want to start like, yo, High Science was recorded in front of a live studio audience, and fucking Urkel walks through the door and it's like, hey, and all that. Like, nah, that's not how the story starts. Yo, the whole universe opens up with, yo, the wolf is lurking in the alleyway. You know what I'm saying? He got hot. If it's a cool night, so you can see the steam coming out his nostrils from his breathing. Overhead is dim lights of a billboard with some weird ass advertisement on it. The Nuggies are in the Nuggies are in the back alley. They kind of snuck out the lab. They want to get a scene of the outside world. They don't know that the Nuggies are around. I mean, they don't know that the wolf is around. Boom, wolf pops out, snatch the Nuggie up. Alarm goes off. Blunted Space Traveler shows up, hops out of his shit, lands on the ground, fucking like blunt lit already. Like, yo, let the Nuggies go, son. Like, what are you doing, bro? We go through this all the time. Yo, let the Nuggies go. Like, that's how the story opens up. It's already some action. Those are my favorite animes. My favorite manga.
Yeah.
When the shit opens up and there's already a conflict
And
going
they
on.
already throwing hands. That's the best
Yes.
part.
That's you know this one's gonna be nice. Yeah. So
I get you.
that's the universe I'm trying to drag you through. You know?
Okay.
Yo, I'm a huge One Piece fan. I know a lot of people don't like One Piece. I'm a huge One Piece fan.
I've
And
been it's got my respect because over the years, so like I was one of those dudes. I was a One Piece hater for a long time, but then I watched it and I was like, you know what? I could really get behind this anime because it's actually pretty solid. And like, you don't realize how much of a tie, and how much like current times it represents when you watch it.
yes.
It is so relevant to everything going on
Yeah.
nowadays. And it's a really good anime. So I
Yeah.
give it its respect. Mhm.
Oda is such a foreshadowing genius to me. Like he's always a step, 5 steps ahead of your understanding of the story. But then he'll show you a scene and you can always think back like, oh shit, that's how they're
Yeah.
related. That's how they know each other type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't have those storytellers like that though, because Toriyama just passed away, and he was really good about doing that with Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
These are the old heads, that
right.
has written these stories. So
Yeah. So like I kind of want to capture those vibes. I want to leave you on a cliffhanger at the end of the chapter sometimes. Not all the time,
yeah,
but I want that shit to open up like there's some activities going on, like extracurricular shit. Somebody might be throwing hands. And then
they be hitting hard, man. They be hitting hard. Like Cowboy. That's why people love Cowboy Bebop so much, because like it ends
yeah,
on a cliffhanger. You don't know what it is, but just because of the
word.
nostalgic thing of whatever it is, and that's what Wanatabe wanted, was just to make sure that it left on the cliffhanger and give you your own interpretation, so it has its own life. You see, to this day, there are millions of Cowboy Bebop fans, and they still talk about that show. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, yeah,
Trigun,
yeah.
Trigun as well. Even though they remade Trigun, they still talk about those shows. You know what
I
I'm saying?
never
So
got
like,
into Trigun.
love it, man. That's my second favorite.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for
So,
saying
but
that.
yeah,
I'm gonna check it
but
out.
yeah. So it's cool, man. Like I understand like how science aligns with those cultures. You know what I'm saying? Like we trying to do
Yeah,
something that's for forever, that's everlasting, that gives us a following where we can go back and realize this is the right place to be. And it's something that really means a lot to us. So yeah, man. Yeah, I'm all the way here for it. Where you see yourself in the next few years, brother, man?
um, evolved, not in the same boat that I'm in now.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what that looks like, to be honest with you, because the future is really open for interpretation for anything. It all depends on your attitude and how I might view things in a few
Mm-hmm.
years. But that's whether if I feel like I've made I've covered some ground or if I failed. That really depends on my attitude towards it. But evolved, a more staple part of people's lives as far as cannabis is concerned. Like high science should be maybe not a household name, but it should be in the back of your brain. Especially if you've never heard of it today. In a few years, you should at least have a sticker on your car or a sticker on your laptop or some, wild shit.
One of them,
But
one of forever brands, man. Like it's basically like how they did in skating. So like you can't not go without a van sticker. Like you gotta have a van sticker somewhere. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Even old school van sticker, new school van sticker, it don't matter. And if you got an old school one, more credit to you. You know what I'm saying? But
facts.
everybody has that sticker. So I feel you. Yeah.
Yo, I was driving behind somebody the other day, and I'm looking at all the stickers on their car, like some weird ass shit. I'm like, this person is a nut. Damn, what kind of sticker is that? Okay, I see your attitude towards life. And then I look in the corner, there's a little ass high science sticker up in one of the corners of their trunk. I'm like, oh shit. Like, that's what's
Aww.
up. It was random as hell. But
Yeah. That's
it's
what's up.
like, yo, the community is there, bro, and they know about it. They know
That's
about it.
dope.
But yo, at this point, like I never thought when I came up with the concept of high science in the attic, I never thought that I would be doing what I do now, like with the 3D prints and stuff like that. Um, I never really thought that high science would evolve into a universe with comics, with characters and shit like that. Like I just really wanted to put some cool shit on a t-shirt, you know, and be it, that should be the smoke wear for our crew, you know, for me and my squad, smoke squad. Um, so what does evolve look like? I don't know, as long as we're just not stagnant. Like, yo,
Yeah.
this adventure could take me anywhere. Yo, I might do a strain one day. You know what I'm saying? I might come out with an actual weed brand with a a
Yeah,
strain or whatever. You know,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
I know at one point I wanted to explore with my own bags, like my own Mylar bags and stuff like that. But yo, I don't
Mm.
want people putting garbage in them and selling bullshit, yo, because then that's my
Yeah,
name going out with some mids in it, you know.
I feel you.
But
I feel
It's a
you.
good point.
definitely more. I want to do collabs with companies. Damn, I don't have none of my stuff around. I want to do more collabs with companies that represent the idea and concepts of high science. You know, um, damn. Give me 1 second. Let me grab something for y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause it, and then we'll cut back on when it comes. Well, I just cut it out one time. I cut it
Mm.
out. Almost there.
Yep.
All right, my bad. I want to grab these two pieces. Like, I never thought I'd be 3D printing, and so I started doing keychains and shit to give
What?
away,
That
you know,
that's fire.
at events and shit like that. You buy a shirt or whatever, throw a keychain in a bag.
Nice.
Um, the hemp wick lighter.
Yes.
It's got the hemp wick in it. Got the spool. Put your hemp wick on. Like this is something that I put together in Tinkercad and 3D printed. You know, those are like
That's fire.
shit for the goodie bags. And as you know the brand grows, I got to do a collab with. This is one of my homies' products. It's a case, right? It comes with a couple different accessories and shit, but screw it on and you pump the air, you vacuum the air out of it. Like these shits are in
Oh, that's lit.
dispensaries back east. Um, those are the type of collabs that got to do with that I want to do with high science. So
Okay.
yeah, in a couple years, evolved as long as it's not stagnant, you know.
Hey man, I
Yes.
believe some of your designs or some of those like products that you had in your hand, if you just tagged them up with some of your stuff, they would sell for sure.
Yeah,
Like
That's
hell
dope.
yeah.
that collab on that, that's sell for sure. All right, man. So where can we find you, and where can we follow the story? Where can we look you up?
You find me on Instagram mostly, a little bit of Twitter, but not usually, yo, mostly Instagram. Um, highscience.com. Science is spelled SCIENSE. Yo, that second S is for the spliffs. Note the spelling, but highscience.com. And yo, you might see me pop up at a couple events as a vendor. Um, shit. If you see me, come say what's up, you know. But yeah, I'm lurking. I'm usually back and forth between Ohio and New Jersey. A little bit of New York, but New Jersey is my that's my roots. So I'm always travel back and forth. But high science is organically grown between New Jersey and Ohio. You know what I'm saying?
Proud of that, man. I'm proud of that.
Nice.
Word.
Well,
All
thank
right,
you so
y'all.
much.
We appreciate y'all. We
Yes.
gonna
Absolutely,
wrap it up.
absolutely.
Yes.
Thank y'all for
Thank you
coming to
so
our High
much.
TV. Appreciate y'all, and we out.
Word.